We're going live. We're going live. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to this edition of the Red Cup Review. I'm Rob Banks. I'm here joined by Baz. And we are on quarantine for the, 30th week in a row. Starting to lose track here. As always, catch us, like the video because it helps with the algorithm. Subscribe, don't be a hanger-on, and check us out, the official Red Cup Review, The Rebellion, and on Twitter at Red Cup Review. All right.
Have you been getting haircuts? Because I haven't gotten a haircut since this shit started.
Yeah, boy.
How'd you get one?
I got a guy that comes to the house.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, come to the house. He's like, all right, cool. He cuts it right on my lawn. I put I sit on a towel, not a towel. I sit on a chair, put the towel down, and he just hits me up, does Grayson, and then bounces. Everybody else, in the house, kind of, the women in the house, kind of shit out of luck. But
does he wear a mask at all?
Yeah, he wears a mask.
You better.
Yeah, he better. You better live on lockdown. Like, man, whatever. At this point, it's like if you're outdoors, you're fine. As long as no one's like breathing in your face.
There was a video clip I saw of the NYPD arresting some woman in the subway.
Yeah, we're making around.
She had the mask. She had the mask like around her neck. It wasn't directly on her face.
And they like tackled her to the ground, and
it made such a big. Yeah, what do you think about that, Ken?
Pulled the kid out of her arms. That's a little ridiculous. I don't know. Like I was talking to my wife about it, and she was like, "There's got to be more to the story. Cops just don't dead up tackle you to the ground in New York City and wrestle your kid out of your arms and all that shit." And I'm like, well, a couple of months ago, maybe they wouldn't, but. I don't know. I think that from the video, it doesn't look like they should have did what they did. Then again, she was also trying to push past them and get on public subways without putting the mask on. So
it seems like they're getting a little too stupid all over the country with this shit.
Exactly. No, it really is getting fucking stupid. People are like applauding for staying on lockdown and all that. And it's like, yeah, no, that's fine. I get it. I get the idea of like the curve has been flattened. We're actually over the hill and down, like all the way down on the other end. And yeah, there's going to be a spike in cases, but you kind of got to you can't be on lockdown forever. I mean, if we wait for a vaccine, the vaccine may never come, never, ever come. So what are we doing? We may have to
or it may not work because it's it's for a different strain.
Exactly. So
what are we going to do? We're going to stay in lockdown until nobody ever dies ever again.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. They got some crazy, no one can die for 2 weeks straight from it. And I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you say that now until someone that's really close to you that messes from you go, oh, if we only stayed on lockdown. But then again, it's like, what are we going to never drive cars again either, or eat and have an allergic reaction to bad food, or get hit by lightning walking outside during a thunderstorm. I mean, I'm working in a thunderstorm tonight. I can get hit by lightning. Anything can happen.
I'm trying. I'm trying to avoid going into a life of crime, but as the longer the quarantine stays, you better just watch out, guys. Lock your doors. Look at this. Look at this shit. No haircut. I got no money coming in. I'm ready.
That's crazy. Joe Rogan's talking about moving to Texas. I know Elon Musk is moving to Texas. He's pulling his stuff out of California. They're at lines over there. They're just with the lockdowns. He's like, yo, Musk was on Joe Rogan and he was like, Elon Musk was like, yo, there's 8,000 employees of Tesla in China right now, and they're fully up and running. China is fully up and running, moving. Everything's up back to normal over there as far as their warehouses go and their factories. And not one of our workers has died. People have gotten sick, they've left work, they've come back to work, they've worn masks, and they're social distancing. They're still in the factories working. I've also seen something else online where they're like, either masks work and we're going to wear them until we get a vaccine or until we mitigate this a little bit better, or until we get treatments and shit. Even if we don't get a vaccine, we get treatments and shit to make it less crazy, right? And the masks work, or the masks don't work. We don't need to wear them. We need to stay on lockdown. We're on lockdown. We're wearing masks. Not allow stores to open. So if the masks work, then why aren't the stores open? Why is Walmart okay and not the pizzeria? If the pizzeria are only letting in 2 people at a time in, no in-house dining. You know what I'm saying? A barber should be able to cut your hair, and somebody should be able to come to your house and cut your grass outside. What were you leaving an envelope of money in your mailbox or something? There's nothing wrong with that? Like it's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, running down the list here, we got hey, listen, Jez, I know if you're still listening, I want to thank you because if it wasn't for you, I'd have like no one on Twitter like liking and sharing my shit. So thanks, Jez, for always supporting the Red Cup on the Twitterverse. The Briscoe from up north, what's going on, buddy? How are you? Trev McGuire, how are you? As well, Danny Lee's with us. Kev's Matrix is back. Hey man, how are you? Use your Bane mask, bank job, lol. Yeah, Baz, you have the Bane mask. You should walk out in public with that mask on. That'd be pretty funny. And Thor, obviously Thor of the Castle.
Last night was a really good stream from Nick Knack. He did a special Star Wars canon stream where they talked about some guy who works with Lucasfilm was talking about personal canon and what qualifies as canon.
And like nothing is canon. It's canon. It's not canon. Make up your own, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did they say on there, and what are your opinions on that? Since you brought it up.
Well, go watch it. Go watch it. It was really good.
Well, I'm sure it was just a hate fest against the sequels. Yeah. I stay away from that. I'm not watching that no more.
What do you think they said? You pretty much know what they said, really.
Yeah. We hate the sequels. We love the prequels. Fuck Disney. Whatever. Okay, we're back on this. We're back on this hamster wheel again. Like, whatever.
By the I actually saw a video with a interview with Dave Filoni, the guy behind Rebels and Clone Wars.
Okay,
and he was talking about Anakin and like the first movie, Phantom Menace, where
the Duel of the Fates, right?
The Duel of the Fates
thing. Right.
Exactly what Duel of the Fates actually meant.
Right.
That
yeah.
Duel
Explain it.
No, you know.
Like the whole idea behind Duel of the Fates is that they're really dueling for the fate of Anakin.
Exactly.
So since the dark side guy wins, he goes dark side, and if Qui-Gon would have won, he would have been able to train him instead of Obi-Wan because he really.
Well, because Qui-Gon Jinn was he was different from the other Jedi. That's why he wasn't on the Jedi Council. Right. The Jedi were becoming too political, too distanced from emotion. Right. Remember, they all that stuff about attachment and all that stuff, and they were very cold.
Right.
And Anakin needed a father figure, basically, and that was Qui-Gon Jinn. Right. And the Duel of the Fates was actually the battle for the soul of Anakin, and basically, evil won out. And he was trained by Obi-Wan, but Obi-Wan only did that out of duty to Qui-Gon Jinn to train. He didn't really want to train Anakin.
Right.
Remember that look he gave him at the end of Phantom Menace?
Remember?
Yeah. He was like, so, and Obi-Wan was the quintessential good boy Jedi. So
right.
He couldn't give what Qui-Gon Jinn could have gave Anakin, and even Obi-Wan says at the end of Revenge of the Sith, he says, "I have failed you."
Right.
So, you know what I mean? So he actually admits to it. So Duel of the Fates was actually the fate.
That's the only part of that's the only part of the friggin' prequels I like, dude. You never catch me saying that Duel of the Fates is gold. It's gold. Mm-hmm. The music, it's my favorite lightsaber battle in the prequels. It's one of my favorite lightsaber battles out of the entire series. So, that's cool. I mean, it's not like Dave Filoni is adding that. It's not like Filoni added that afterwards to make it seem cooler. It was always cool, the Duel of the Fates. I think it's cool that somebody's actually talking about it. I mean, especially somebody that we put a lot of faith and love and trust into for keeping Star Wars alive the right way, whatever that means. But, Filoni he did The Mandalorian. The Mandalorian's great. So, he's got his hand in that. So as far as my experience with Filoni, it's the Mandalorian stuff, and he knows what the hell he's doing. According to everyone else, the Clone Wars cartoons are great. So good. I'm glad that Filoni is saying things like that.
They really are good. I don't have the patience or the attention span to really get into it much. But whenever I do jump into a 3-episode arc or something, I'm like, holy fuck. This shit is better than some of the fucking movies. So
right.
I gotta admit, it's really good stuff.
The I just don't like if that's what George intended, unfortunately, I don't think that it came across. Like Duel of Fates is great, and we always liked Qui-Gon Jinn, but I don't think like if that's what George meant, then I don't think he did such a great job of showing us that, because now here we are almost 20 something years later going, oh yeah, that makes total sense, as opposed to us being like, yeah, it was over the fate of Anakin that whole time. You know, it's like stating the obvious, I guess. And I've seen a lot of people be so blown away by this revelation that it almost seems like it's something we should have realized this whole time. Like, is the fandom really just are we just all a bunch of idiots? Like not realizing what, I guess so, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe.
we spoke about this enough. I mean, you know, but you know, whatever, that's fine. I don't have an issue with that at all. I don't think that
who would have an issue? It's actually, it adds to it. It's fucking cool as fuck.
Yeah, no, it's exactly. It's like, to me, it doesn't need to be many cooler, because to me that one thing in the prequels was always cool. I don't
think I've ever stopped to think like, what does Duel of the Fates mean?
Right, yeah.
I just accepted the title, you know, and now finding out what it actually meant, it just adds another layer of fucking awesome to it.
I think that Star Wars in general suffers because of the original trilogy, and I don't think George did a good job with the prequels, just because they were like the way they were done, and he was like had a lot of yes men around him. But that being said, getting that out of the way, I think that like what the problem with some things in Star Wars is, I wish that things were fleshed out a little bit more. I wish that we didn't have to stick to a trilogy. I wish the prequels were maybe 4 or 5 movies, or maybe the sequel movies were more than just 3. You know, I feel like things were forced to happen too quickly. Like if the Duel of the Fates would have happened maybe in the second movie. Like, first of all, I don't even think that it was a good idea to have Anakin be that young in the first place. Whee! And all that bullshit. I didn't like that. I thought he should have already been serious and much older when he turned. I thought that Anakin shouldn't have been like 25 when he turned, because he always seemed like an older man, like in his early 60s when they took the mask off him at the end of Jedi, and he's only 18 years older. And
they took the mask off, and he was like, Winston Churchill?
So, like, I was always, you know, like now, if we have to have the Phantom Menace, I think it would have been better to have it happen in the second movie. Like, give us a whole movie with another movie with Qui-Gon and Anakin and Obi-Wan, kind of like, you know, playing the big brother role and not just doing a 10 to 11 year time jump. I never got to feel Anakin and Obi-Wan were ever really brothers. You're my brother, Anakin. And I was like, really? You guys never liked each other?
That's I never got to feel why Luke Skywalker became a fucking utter piece of shit in The Last Jedi. So,
well, here's another thing. Here's another problem. Right? No, I understand. I get that. Here's another problem I have with the I don't want to say no necessarily with the prequels, but like when you say, oh, Luke turned into like this piece of shit and all that, I get it. I get the jarringness of it. When I go back and watch the prequels, I'm sitting there going, Yoda is really this stupid? Thought he was the smartest guy in the galaxy. This guy's an idiot. You know, and it's like, oh, Qui-Gon is awesome. And
we all had problems like that. I was like, Yoda's an idiot. I was like, also like, really? Darth Vader gets to become a Force ghost for doing one good thing after like murdering and killing all these fucking people? Yeah. Like I wasn't cool with that either, but I was like, let it go. You know, like maybe it'll make sense later on. You know, so, you know, we kind of like forgive certain things. But
yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of feel as though there should have been more to it. There should have been more movies, you know, like let's say these new movies, let's say the sequels, right? What if the sequels weren't, let's say the sequels weren't 3 movies long? What if this new sequel series was like 4 or 5 movies, and like the first 2 movies you had like Luke, maybe the first movie it's like Luke training the Jedi and everything being good, and then at the end of the movie Luke has like that stutter step with the lightsaber and you're like, oh shit, Luke, what did you do? And he's like, no wait, it wasn't supposed to go that way, and then he brings the house down, and then that's the cliffhanger to the next movie where you see there's a time jump and you see him now as Kylo Ren. At least you get to see Han, Luke, and Leia all together. Yeah, I feel like boxing yourself into a trilogy. That's why I think Marvel is we allow shit to go at Marvel because they go, okay, we're going to use 20 movies to explain a storyline.
Yeah, everything gets fleshed out, right?
You know, exactly. So we're like, at the end of Infinity War and Endgame, we're like, oh my God, this is crazy because we've seen all this shit happen. We've seen Tony come full circle over the course of like 6-7 movies with him being mentioned in other movies. And like, we're really tied into them and watching them grow as opposed to trying to suspend disbelief and go, well, yeah, I guess this was what probably happened in that time period, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Star Wars kind of set the bar for amount, right sequels to stories to movies, 3 films. Yeah, and then you know what though, when you try to have a movie that is encompassing such a long period of time, like the original Star Wars trilogy works great because the whole trilogy takes place over the course of like 6 years. It's like 5 or 6 years, right? It's like the first movie, then like a year or 2 passes and it's Empire, and then like 6 months passed, or it's 3 years Empire, and then 6 months Return of the Jedi after Empire. So you're getting a snapshot of a place in time, whereas in the prequels, they're like, oh, we're going to go over the course of 12 years with this and have an entire war go on and drop you right at the very end of it. Like we're going to show you the very beginning of it and the very end of it. And then you got with the sequel trilogy, there's 30 years of time that is elapsed, and fill in the blanks with your mind. And it's like, whoa, like, you know, so I don't know.
Did you see what Starkiller, the actor who played Starkiller, said about Rian Johnson?
Yeah, that he didn't understand Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't particularly like that actor too much. Like I never really did. I don't hate him, but I don't really like. And I mean, did Rian Johnson never have a conversation with Lucas? Like, was it never like supposedly Lucas wanted, from what I'm hearing now, like I was seeing on Twitter, Lucas wanted Luke to be kind of dejected and separate from the Jedi a little bit. So like there's no one coming out and saying anything.
I always said that you could have done a Luke, like a grim kind of like disillusioned Luke. You could have done that, but I just think Rian Johnson as a writer didn't have the skill to do that.
Right.
So I thought it was lazy. I just thought like that whole sequence of him going into the bed chambers and then that fuck up, and then him just giving up from that point on,
right,
and never trying anything afterwards after that, and just wanting to die after that one fuck up. I just think that was just lazy. I think there was a way to do it,
right?
Because I don't have a problem with characters that will lose their way and then come back. I like that. That's a character arc. But I thought the writing was just kind of like just not impressive. It wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
it just wasn't good. But okay, so that was our Star Wars thing. Let's get that. We wanted to get that out of our system.
I'm going to do a close up real quick of the pickup of the week. Get this out of the way because this is coming for everybody that actually subs to the channel from a review perspective. I actually have a new review for you guys that I'm going to be creating tomorrow, and here it is. Not that this has been out for months. Apparently. I'm going to do a close-up for a second, Baz. Apparently Mezco thought it was a good idea to ship out the Baron Benz figures according to size. So if you ordered a small, you got yours first, then the mediums, then the larges, and the extra larges went out. So I'm the last person to get this, even though I only live like a half hour from the actual factory or whatever, or home base rather. So it says Rumble Society on the side. It's a really nice box. It opens to give you the nice little Baron Benz art right there. And then I got him out of the box real quick, and I'm going to be doing the review on him for you guys. Real quick, if you guys just want like a super fast off the top of the head, I just pulled him out before the show review. He's an amazing figure. He's really, really...
He looks like an Aquaman villain.
Yeah, even Gray said he looks like an Aquaman villain. He's got like these things right here that plug into his back, but they're a huge pain in the ass. And you got to put it, you could really customize them though by putting them into like those plugs and holes on his back, but you got to kind of get them into the pose you want before putting them in because they kind of pop out easy, but they do bend real well, and like they're not going to bend and break as long as you're not like real hardcore with them. But he's a great figure. The joints are tight. You're not gonna have to worry about the rips in the outfit. Very well done. This is a real chain. He's got this thing. right? This like long staff that he could rock, right?
Mhm.
And then you pop his head off, and you can put
Oh, the Galactic Empire.
this head on,
Nice.
Right.
Squid head.
the squid head, exactly. And he's, I don't know, he's dope, man. He's a really, really cool, awesome figure. Am I keeping him? Probably not, because he doesn't really fit in, even though it's a really awesome figure. He actually looks really, really, really good.
I don't
But,
like the gold. How does the gold look in person?
The gold,
I mean,
it's
it's kinda
gold,
cheap.
man. It's just gold. It's like, I mean,
It's
I don't know.
gold.
Gold. I don't know why they went with a gold chain as opposed to silver.
Silver would be better. Like maybe even a little rust on it would have been cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely mention that in the review now that you
It's
just said it.
cosmic gold because he's a cosmic character.
It comes with like 3 or 4 of these little like fishy things.
I think they're called. Those are angler fish. I think they're called.
Yeah, and like the jaw kind of semi-articulate, and the little splash of water that comes with them is just a like real flimsy plastic, like empty shell. It's not even hard plastic. It's like the same material that when you pull a Mezco figure out of like that plastic tray, it's the same quality as the tray of plastic in there. So he's got that stuff. So and these kind of like fit around that to like fit around him and stuff.
It's cool.
And he's got this little mini comic, which is kind of whack because there's no dialogue in it at all. Nothing. There's like a quick look at the mini comic. It's like a comet comes to Earth, crash lands in the ocean, and Baron Benz comes out of the comet. That's it. That's the whole comic. So it's like up in the cosmos, and then a meteor hits, and then he crawls out of the meteor, and that's it. That's the whole issue.
It's fucking lame.
Yeah, it is. It is pretty lame. And then on the back, they have like this like old school comic thing, which is pretty cool. Like, you know,
That's cool.
they have available and stuff, and like a little breakdown of the character. So that's all right.
Come on, give us a little story with dialogue.
Exactly. No, I know. I'm with you there. It comes with this thing, the Order of the Holy Divers pin.
That's cool.
That's pretty dope. It's a heavy pin too. It's like a real heavy metal pin.
Danny Lee's asking you who drew the comic.
Who drew the comic? Let's see. Baron Benz and the Aquaticon. Art by Michael Oppenheimer. Story by Mez Markowitz. Baron Benz created by Mez Markowitz. So I'm guessing like the owner of Mezco created this character, I'm guessing, and then had a guy just come and draw a couple of panels.
Wait, the owner of Mezco, his first name is Mez?
Think so. Mez Markowitz, I would guess.
There was this guy that we in our neighborhood that we grew up with named Mez.
So yeah. And here's the extra large T-shirt. So let me see.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
It's like the cover of a comic. It's an extra large. It ain't gonna fit.
Holy Diver, yes, Kev's Matrix. Holy Diver.
Right. So that's pretty dope.
That is cool. You gotta wear that shit, bro. Wear that shit next week. Now put that shit on now, bro. Put it on now.
I'm not opening it and putting it on. I'm trying to friggin' sell this thing as a set and make some of my money back. Guys, open it and all that shit. I'm gonna wind up selling this thing.
Why? It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but what am I gonna? Would you stop? I'm doing a live show. Hush.
Shut the fuck up.
Come on, man.
Oh, by the way, before we went on air, Rob said to not Rob. Grayson said to Rob, "Shut up, Felicia."
Oh yeah, I got shut up, Felicia. That's why Grayson just got it back. I got an okay, Felicia.
Okay, Felicia. Yeah, okay, Felicia.
So, anyways, I kind of dig this head. You know, the other head's cool too. I don't know. I like the goofiness and weirdness of it. And then here, look, the eye thing comes up, and you get his eyes. Right.
Oh, that is fucking dope. Why are you selling this shit?
Because he doesn't fit in. What am I gonna put him on a shelf with nothing?
Aquaman. You haven't fought Aquaman. Mike is nerdy. I think he sometimes answers the phone. That's why they have shitty customer service. We just got the fucking owner answering the phone.
Is that the guy that goes, "Yeah, what up, Mezco?"
Yeah, Mezco, what's up?
But yeah.
So yeah, you're gonna cancel my order? Yeah. All 15 of them? Yeah. Don't worry about it. Yeah, whatever. Click. Am I gonna get my money back? Yeah, maybe. Bye. Click.
The what you call it? A lot of waitlist conversions happened this past week in Mezco. So I'm guessing a lot of people were like, I can't afford this shit because I guess what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
So people were getting like waitlist confirmations for like every figure that there was a waitlist for. So never give up hope, fellas.
I got the the modern Wonder Woman. What you call it? I pre-ordered in Batman '89. Hopefully,
Right? Yeah.
for that's for pre-orders. But
Well, you got the classic Wonder Woman already, though.
classic. But there's also the modern. Didn't the modern Wonder Woman go on sale
No.
for pre-order? No.
Nope. No, we would have looked at it. They haven't even put it up for pre-order yet.
See, this is my freaking brain. Like you see this shit like 2-3 years before it actually comes to you.
It's ridiculous.
You
That really
forget,
should have
yeah.
been up for pre-order, though. Like that's like really like.
It was like 2 toy fairs ago, right?
Yeah, pretty much. It really was. He's got the double knees, double elbows. Not like the clothes kind of bunch up a little bit too much for the double elbows, but they're there. Whatever. Anyways, he's actually a really dope figure. Can't hate on him that much. It actually is a very
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, very good, cool colors and stuff. So that review will be. I'm going to start working on that review tomorrow. There's so many reviews out for it already. I'm not even going to rush to get it done. People are, D Amazing, the guy D Amazing. Now Mezco is giving him all these things weeks in advance. Like weeks in advance, like a month or in 6 weeks in advance, so that he gets to be the first person to review anything, and he gets 1 million views, and no one gives a shit by the time the figure actually comes out. But I'll do it anyway. I'll still do my review for it. Mike is nerdy says, "What's the fun factor?" The fun factor on this figure is way high. That's what's really killing me about selling him, or like already in the mind of selling him, just because like the space on the shelf. But the fun factor is really, really, really high with him. He's got a lot of options. He's got cool hands and shit. You could pose him and put him in like I'm gonna stab you.
I like that with the hand strip, like the hand like this.
Yeah,
like he's measuring his opponent.
Yeah, word. No, it's cool, man. It's really a dope figure, man. I'll tell you, like, I mean, this is my first Mezco, my second Mezco of the year, and this is probably one of the better ones I've gotten in a while from them. So it's really dope. If you guys want,
next time you're gonna make a fucking comic, do something decent.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, I'm not pulling any punches no more with that stuff. Also,
you about Sideshow?
Oh well, yeah, I'm going to talk about Sideshow in a second. I'm actually transitioning to the Sideshow. I have Sideshow news, actually, like personal Red Cup Sideshow news. But I wanted to mention that a certain guy by the name of Rob Banks got in trouble with Mezco for selling figures that he gets from because I was part of like that deal where they would like send me something, I would review it and I would get it at half price, and that was the deal or whatever. And I didn't even sell a figure. I was like, I had one up for sale, didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that. It blew up in my face. And I just want to put this out there that there are other reviewers out there that are doing the same thing that I got pretty much hung by my nuts for. So I'm not going to be the rat and go out and post it all over Facebook and start reporting people, but there are other people in the community that are doing similar things that I didn't even get the chance to do, that I got kind of like threw up on the cross for. So that kind of pisses me off. Kind of stings a little bit watching other people do what you did and just kind of being allowed to get away with murder.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Anyway, Donnie Daz is asking, what's the storyline of the blue dude?
What, this guy right here?
Yeah.
He's like, let's see. I don't even know if it's written on here anywhere. It's like a deep dive into the arsenal of the Aqua Knight. Okay, the last remaining Aqua Knight of the Order of the Holy Divers, beings that warred over the cosmic realm many millennia ago. He currently travels the cosmos in between his stays on foreign worlds, where he can find sanctum in the briny tides, adding to his collection of treasures and relics for reasons unknown. So basically, he's the Silver Surfer underwater, but he's a villain. That's what I'm guessing from this. And that's all they tell you. Then they tell you like his armor could withstand atmospheric pressures, and his omniglaive is like light energy and some other bullshit, But it's very, very brief. It's like 2 or 3 sentences on this character. So come up with your own. People are going nuts over the friggin' Gomez. This is way better than Gomez, dude. Yeah. Way better than Gomez. Okay, so speaking of Sideshow, the deal's off with Sideshow. We lost the deal. Sideshow said that due to unforeseen circumstances that they were not able to divulge, but we could pretty much imagine why. We're not going to be reviewing with them anymore. I'll still buy from them. They said that this had the guy told me this had nothing to do with you, just unforeseen circumstances, and we have to cut ties. So it's the end of the Rob Banks selling out suit wearing, monocle wearing, top hat wearing Rob Banks.
Which you got in trouble for? Tell them about that shit.
Oh God, yeah. So Sideshow really wasn't too happy with the whole review I did with the whole suit and being the $1 Million Man and everybody's got a price and all that. That was an issue they had with that because they didn't appreciate it. They thought it was like undercutting the integrity of a person who's actually reviewing something. When it was totally obvious that I couldn't have been any more over the top. I was like, dude, I put on a friggin' suit for crying out loud. But whatever. It's over and done with. Who knows if it'll ever happen again in the future. If New York Comic Con happens, which I can guarantee you it's not going to happen. He says, I'll see you at New York Comic Con if that even happens. So but
imagine social distancing in the New York Comic Con.
Yeah, right.
Fucking impossible.
It's impossible. They did say though that that if we ever have any more questions, I could still like hit him up. So if anybody has any issues, I'll let them know what's up. Thor says, "Welcome home." So we will be looking at different types of products that we haven't looked at in the past on this channel. The next time I get myself a third party product, we'll be looking at it. All bets are off. The deal's off. Or what do they say? You're out, Osborne. So I've been outed, Osborne. So all bets are off again for the channel, which gives me the opportunity to talk about more shit to you guys. Yes, we can. So we can post third-party customs again. Yes, we can. I'm not going to say that the channel's not going to look at that if I'm not indemnified to any company for anything. Again, Sideshow was showing me love. I would love to work with them again in the future, but for the time being, it's not happening. So it is what it is. All right. Thoughts on the Prime 1 Joaquin Joker? I don't collect statues, but I need this. This statue makes me feel like a broke ass. Well, it's $1,300. You can bet your ass it's going to be $200 in shipping. I believe Spec Fiction Collectibles has it for free shipping if you pay the full $1,300 up front, which sounds ridiculous, but you're going to wind up saving yourself like $200 in shipping, or $150 in shipping on this thing. It's massive. It's 1/3 scale. It's beautiful. And if you'd like, Baza has been sharing it on the page, so we'll take a look at it now. You want to take a look, Baz?
Yep.
All right. Hold on. Let me get rid of this because I was going to screen share that. Let me go into something else. I got to go to the Red Cup page. Get rid of this.
You got a piece of the Bronx on the statue too.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. That is really freaking awesome.
Our lovable shithole, the Bronx.
Okay, I'm going to expand this. No, I got to mute it though. Mute, StreamYard, and then I got to do screen share, Chrome tab, and Facebook, and let's take a look. Okay. Really? No. Replay. Okay. So you're saying
that's spot on.
Absolutely ridiculous, right? I mean, that head sculpt is another level of awesome.
It actually makes me feel like the anxiety I felt watching the movie.
I'm going to the actual Blitzway site so we can actually take a look at the thing itself. Here's 1, 2, 3. Here we go. I'll zoom in on that other one. Shit, where's the back button? Damn it. Boom, boom. No, it's not SmackDown time yet. Soon. We got like a half hour. Are you seeing this, Baz?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So there you go, guys. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously, it's mixed media. You got Polystone. And this is by K.A. Kim. It's getting to the point now where like I just want to follow her. I like Ed Brubaker as a writer and Brian Vaughan, and I'll pretty much buy anything that those guys do. I don't know if I'd buy everything she does, but everything she does is totally worth buying if you're on the level. She did the Ghostbuster Blitzway figures. She's done the Captain America hot toy figures. If you like those, I believe she did the I think she did one of the Leias. She did. I have a few of her figures. I think she did the Joker.
What's up, Edwin?
She did the Batman Adam West hot toy. So that's all her stuff. Thor, give yourself to the dark side. I already did my dark side dealings this week. I'll be talking about that next. So here you go, Joaquin. Let's take a look at the base. Comes with a bunch of shit too. So even for $1,300, I mean, it is massive, dude.
Oh, his little notebook too, right?
Yeah, he's got his notebook. I'm trying to get to the. All right, so look, he's got his card that you can hold up, which is pretty cool. He's got like a bag. He's got the broken everything must go sign. And that's not attached to the base too. You could like put that stuff around where you wanted to. He's got his little notebook. He's got a mask.
That movie was so fucking good, man.
Yeah, it really was. It was. And I know a lot of people did not like this movie. They're like, it should have just been called Clown. That's not the Clown Prince of Crime Joker. It's not this. It's not that. It's like I don't understand where people forgot that like DC is like the master of doing Elseworld stories, and they've said it ahead of time, so this shouldn't be an issue. You know, they really are like this. So like, just go with it. Do you think the final production will maintain most of K.A. Kim's goodness? Yes. Danny, do you have the Ghostbusters from Blitzway or the Adam West Batman or the DX? I think the DX11 is her, the Joker. She also did, I think, one of the Tony Starks. Oh, she did both Infinity War and the Thor: The Dark World Thor figures, head sculpts, and those are pretty much almost exact. You know, so. K.A. Kim did the Terminator, the Arnie Terminator head sculpt. She did that too, and that's like that's one of their best head sculpts. And it was like, can't believe it. Let's see. I only have her Hot Toy sculpts. Yeah, so there you go. If you thought the Hot Toy sculpts looked good, which I thought they looked absolutely great, then you'll be, it'll be fine. I think
I have no idea who this chick is.
Does it really matter? You just know she does great work.
Like, what's her name? K.A. Kim or something?
K.A. Kim, yeah. She's like a slender, like a thin Asian woman, obviously.
And she did Hot Toys also?
She did, yeah. She used to work with Hot Toys. She did, like I said, she did the Thor figures. The Thor figure you had, Baz. She did.
Mm-hmm. Or Traveling Thor or some shit?
Yeah, she did the Road War Thor. Yeah. She did a bunch.
Who did Jack Nicholson, Joker from Hot Toys?
Oh, I don't know.
Whoever did that is a master.
Yeah, no, that is really way up there too, masterpiece wise. Okay, so here's my there you go, Thor. All right, join us or die. I bought my first Iron Studios statue. I did buy it from Spec Fiction Collectibles, and this is what I bought. I bought the Batman and Robin statue. I paid for it up front in one shot. It came out to, because like Spec Fiction, right? Like if you share their post on Facebook, if you do something on Twitter, if you do a bunch of stuff for them, or every dollar you spend, you get rewards or something. And then like they give you like $5, $10, $15 off of something. So I ended up building up enough rewards without even buying anything to get $15 off. And this thing was, free shipping if you paid for it in full. So I slapped down the full price. It came out to $190 shipped, and it was really $205 plus shipping if you wait. And on other websites like Big Bad Toy Store and I believe Sideshow, it's a little bit more. So you could check out, Spec Fiction if you guys are interested in paying for things in full and not giving a shit, like on a pre-order. Like, okay, I know I'm going to get this in a couple of months. I got a couple extra dollars sitting around. I could just pay for it up front. I think Spec Fiction has the best shot because, you're saving an F ton of money, that way. So I went and I bought this week. So that was my purchase this week along with Baron Benz. And there was one other thing I wanted to show you guys I thought was pretty cool. The unofficial Michael Keaton Academy of Getting Nuts is one of my favorite Facebook pages. All they do is memes all day long for Michael Keaton and just the scene of him getting nuts. Right. And they just do mad memes with it. I think it's hilarious. They have merchandise that they're trying to, do now. So here's the shirt that I'm trying to get. And it's got the Joker's gun and it's got the fire poker. And it says established 1989. So they have this shirt. That I'm
That scene always bothered the fuck out of me.
Oh, that's such a great scene, bro. That's such a funny. It's just funny.
I know, but how did Bruce Wayne know what caliber weapon the Joker had?
Oh yeah,
Like,
no. Like if
you
you
know,
want to
like-
do that, I mean, come on, man. If that's what we're going with this, I mean, please.
The Joker could have shot him multiple times and also in the head in that scene. You know what I mean? Like
Come on, man. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. So like, they got a bunch of different shirts, and then they got this shirt too, which is pretty good. I mean, not the shirt. It's this symbol here, but they got it on a mug. So I'm going to get the mug. And the mug says, the unofficial Michael Keaton Academy of Getting Nuts, and he's doing the side eye. You know, the Keaton with the side eye. So I'm going to try and pick up the mug too. And it's not that expensive. The mug is $8.99, and the shirt is, I think, like $14. So it's like less than $20 shipped. So I'm going to pick up those two things. I really like the page.
Donnie Das says Yuli sculpted Jack Nicholson and J.C. Hong painted. So some guy named Yuli.
Yuli, yeah, all right. He's another like big deal, supposedly. He's another.
I am Yuli. I am a big deal. That's what he sounds like. I am Yuli.
He no, not my. Oh yeah, and plus the Michael Keaton Academy allowed me to review Batman Forever for them in their Batman Forever review online. I do the 2.5 minute Red Cup review in one of their videos. So anyway,
hey Robert, just a fan. What's up, man?
Yeah, hey man, what's up?
What's he talking about? LOL, I agree with Baz. It was off the wall, but now it's iconic.
The scene. It was off the wall and weird, and now it's like become like an iconic. Like, come on, let's get
let's get nuts. Yeah, that's excellent. It just
Why not? Why not get nuts? All right, so Baz, you got me a screen share on this thing. Yes. I bring this up. There we go.
That statue. I might break my one rule.
Oh, you're full of shit. You know how much this friggin' statue is, bro?
I know. And even still, you
better stop getting a swear jar or something.
Look how amazing it fucking is.
That's big too, man. That's 6 scale. Yeah. That's not a smaller statue, man. This is going to be a big statue, man. And it's beautiful, though. It really is. 2
excellent characters going at it. You see the full scale of like Darkseid, how he is. His size compared to the rest of the heroes.
He's not that oversized here though either. Like one guy was like, "Oh, he's too big, he's too bulky." I'm like, I don't think so. I think he's like has that block formation you were talking about. Remember you were like, imagine him like a block. That's how he looks here.
He looks great. He's what you would say. Okay, so Wonder Woman would be like what 6'3", right?
Yeah, I mean, I like to think of her as
6'4".
I don't know if she's that tall, but I like to think of her as that tall.
She's definitely the height of Superman. Superman's 6'3".
Okay.
So she's either 6'3" or over by so 6'3", 6'4". So Darkseid would be what, 8 feet?
Okay. Darkseid. Darkseid height. Darkseid is portrayed to be 7 feet 6 inches tall to 8 feet 9 inches tall.
So there you go. Okay.
So
8 feet is probably the sweet spot, right?
Yeah, it's like right around 8 foot, 7.5, 8 feet, I guess. Yeah, that's like the medium point. So he's about 8 feet tall. So he's about 2 feet taller than her if they were both standing up straight.
And it just like having Wonder Woman go up against Darkseid is one of the most powerful beings in the DCU. Just shows how fucking awesome Wonder Woman is.
Yeah. So man, I want to see a close up of her face, man.
And I loved how I know people give shit about, the Justice League movie, but I loved how she was the one who was taking it to Steppenwolf, like the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, word. Totally. Yeah, she looks great. That's a great head sculpt for her too, man. She's like yelling up at him and stuff. Yeah, it's dope.
Oh, he's fucking loading up with a punch. He's got his fucking red eyes glowing.
And she's got the lasso wrapped around a parademon's neck, bro.
Yes. Fucking base is awesome. I think they even have like a little mother box.
Oh, nice.
Somewhere. Look, see? He's got him by the neck. He's got his eyes going. Where's the mother box?
I saw a few people complain about the paint on him. They're like, "Oh, it looks too shiny," or "Oh,
there it is."
I think it looks fine. Yeah, it's cool. Nice little Easter egg in there.
Now let's see the size comparison to the human. Okay, so yeah, it's big. So
That's 18 and a half
inches.
inches tall. Yeah, it's pretty big, man. That's a foot and a half. About that tall.
That's beautiful. That's just amazing.
And about that, how wide is it? 21 inches wide. Yeah, that's a nice friggin' diorama, man. Rob, did Superman fly in yet? Who's Superman? Oh, I guess he's talking to Rob, just a fan. So yeah, did you see the Justice League? What is it? The war, the whatever the hell that thing was, the war, the apocalypse war.
Oh, that was absolutely crazy, right?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. I thought that that was probably my favorite of the new 52 movies, I guess, or whatever you're going to call them. It was done really well. It was a lot of people on Twitter are complaining that Constantine has relations with King Shark in it. But Grayson's sitting right here near the computer, so be a little coy. But
Hey, by
they
the
were
way,
like,
that DC movie.
I'm a little coy.
oh, nice, good shot. Dope.
No, but that was canon before any of this PC SJW nonsense.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was kind of like,
You guys stay comfy.
I thought that like Constantine was always weird like that and kind of crazy and shit, so it didn't really bother me. I was like, oh, okay, that's Hey, Grayson did this.
Yeah,
Grayson just did this and had him stepping on the head. He had him like with his foot up, stepping on the thing's head. It's pretty cool. So go ahead.
but I figured it might have been too violent for you. Some of the deaths.
Yeah, well, but it wasn't like it was fine. It was fine. It was like because it was billed to me as like that. Like I kind of was like prepared for the end of the everything. Like all right, show me the end of this shit. Now I'm looking forward to like a rebirth type series, which I think will be great. A little bit more heroic-y, hero-y, not so emo-y Superman.
Well, basically, like the Justice League had to take on Darkseid, and instead of an army of just parademons, they were fighting an army of what they called paradooms,
Yeah,
which was
ridiculous.
parademons that were mixed with Doomsday DNA. So yeah, there was a lot of carnage there.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Absolutely
and they had cursing too, a lot of F-bombs and stuff in there, but it was appropriate. And
yeah, I liked it, man. I liked it. I liked the moment with I thought the moment with Constantine and Zatanna at the end where you find out that like she sent him away, kind of like
because he ran away
out
of fear, and he hated himself for that. He didn't understand what we're doing. Spoilers. We're doing spoilers. But there was some really good like emotional moments. There was some emotional content there that I actually felt. Like even just like with Batman and Damian, there was some good moments there.
Yeah.
And Trigon shows up at the end and shit. And before we get into too much spoiler territory, watch it. It's really good. Yeah. I still haven't seen the latest Wonder Woman animation.
I haven't seen Wonder Woman Bloodlines, but yesterday I watched Red Sun and it was awesome.
Really?
Oh, okay. It was so fucking good, dude. The only thing they didn't do was at the very end of Red Sun when you find out that Superman is really the great-grandson the super great-grandson of Lex Luthor in that story. That they didn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not included in the cartoon, but everything else is. Like I was watching it going, like, are they, because they advertised just him fighting the USA version of himself. Meanwhile, it was really Bizarro in the comic, but they find a way to make it like Bizarro in this. And he has to fight the Green Lantern Corps in it. Like they retrofit the rings for the Air Force. That part's in it. Wonder Woman breaking the snapping the rope, the lasso, and her hair turning gray and her getting all fucked up and crippled from it. All that shit's in it, dude. It's fucking awesome, man. And I thought they balanced the social justice warriorism perfectly in the cartoon because they get very heavy-handed with, oh shit, Keyboard Warriors is with us. All right, hold on. Let me finish this thought, and then I'm gonna get to Keyboard Warriors in a second because they had something come out this week that you guys need to see. That's Andrew. Everybody, Keyboard Warriors. The guy that just did the They Live game. That's history. So all right. Baz just disappeared. So there's no reason for me to fucking talk about this. Hold on. I'm gonna bring up this other shit that And then I gotta go to ANDREW, Andrew. And then I'm gonna bring up your thing in a second, dude. I'm trying to get to it. Here we go. Here we go. Yo, here we go. I'm going to remove Baz's thing from the stream, and then I'm going to screen share. And then right when I get to do this, Baz is going to show back up, and it's going to fuck up the whole story. All right, bam. Okay, so Iconic Studios, in conjunction with our buddy here from the Keyboard Warriors, Mr. Andrew, has this coming soon. Here's a little sneak peek of the American Psycho officially licensed 1/6 scale figure. This is officially licensed figure here. And I haven't had a chance to give Andrew my thoughts on this, so I'm going to do it live. And not for the sake of, not only is this like one of my favorite movies of all time, but this sculpt is really, I don't know who the fuck you got to sculpt this, bro, but this shit is slamming. The sculptor, you better make sure that the paintwork is what's up on this thing, because you need to do this sculpt justice with the paintwork, buddy, because this sculpt is really good. So bravo. I haven't had a chance to say that to you, so really friggin' bravo, man.
Bellissima.
This is the first 6 scale figure that Andrew's doing.
Bravo, bellissima.
That sculpt is really friggin' good, bro. So good job. All right, enough with the fucking clapping.
Robert Just a Fan asked, what does the Mobius chair, what does it do? I believe, from what I remember, it contains all the known knowledge of the universe. Right? Something like that. Yeah,
it gives you ultimate. It gives you like, you could tell. Can't you like travel anywhere instantaneously or some shit? You could like boom tube wherever the hell you want throughout time.
That also, yes.
And it gives you the knowledge of the universe. So
and
when
here
you're in
it
the
is.
chair, you have supreme knowledge of the universe. There you go.
Yeah, we got Metron. That's
nice.
The new guy, Metron, on the Mobius chair.
You got to put Batman in there now.
Yeah. I know, right? They keep putting him and all the new media Batmans in the Mobius chair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. I thought Batman asked Joker's identity. Yeah, that was like one of the things he asked. And now that's going to come out in like the War of the Jokers or whatever the hell it's called. It's some new comic coming out in like next month or something.
Yeah, War of the Three Jokers.
I think it's just called Three Jokers. They've had so many wars of this and wars of that and all that other bullshit.
Yeah, there's Joker War, and then there's also the Three Jokers, which comes out in August. So
there you go. So good job, Andrew. Can't wait to see the rest of the figure, bud. And I hope he comes with a bevy of 6 scale goodie accessories. Awesome stuff, man. And if you think that this is just the beginning and the end, this guy produced a friggin' it's like he was like, he did Luke. Andrew did what Luke did to Kylo Ren, except instead of whipping out his dick or lightsaber, rather, he was like, "What movies and things does Rob Banks like? Let's see." So yeah, good job, man. You know, you got my support all the way with this shit. So okay, getting back to the what we talking about? The Red Sun.
Yeah.
The fucking cartoon was good, man. Go see it. All right. Is that what we're going to get to? We're just going to say the fucking cartoon.
I'll see it.
Oh, we're talking about social justice warriors. Yeah. So
I hate them social justice warriors.
So the cartoon is very heavy-handed from the point of view of communism, but you got to understand that that's what Superman's kind of fighting for and like representing. And you just start to get like, really, with the socialism and communism stuff, and then they flip it and they give you Wonder Woman's perspective on it, which is very anti-men. She's like, men in your wars. Like, she's a lesbian in the cartoon, so she's all about like, she's like, I live on an island of women, like, and men, all the evils in the world are because of men. So she gives you like that feminist perspective, and then you have Batman giving you the people need to make their own mistakes. And Lex Luthor, Batman and Lex Luthor represent like the same, like two different sides of the same coin. In that, like, you have to like capitalism is like important too, and you have to let people make their own decisions and live in a real free society. So you get all three. So it's not like
so Batman is Dennis Leary in Demolition Man.
Kinda. Kinda. Yeah. There you go. Yep. Pretty much. Pretty much. So it's good. It worked really well. If certain times during it, I started to give the cartoon the side eye, and then I was like, oh, but they're offering this other perspective on life. Oh, and this other perspective. So that's fine. They're not just trying to beat you over the head with one thing, So it worked very well.
That's how you do like politics and in comics. You present each side, and you don't promote or tell the viewer or the reader which side to believe in.
Right.
You
exactly.
just present. You know what I mean? And you let us decide.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes they all have great points.
Yeah. No. Exactly. At one point, I found myself saying like, but this is a story about communist Superman. It's still a story about communist Superman, and the world and the comic is the cartoon is still from his perspective, so you're going to get more communism, socialism, and then you get like, oh, but wait, this is the wrongs of that. And then he's like, no, but this is the wrongs of capitalism. And then Wonder Woman's like, you're both men and you're fucking the whole world up. And it doesn't matter what side you want. All men are evil. And they're like, but we're not evil. We're just trying to figure shit out. So you get all sides to this, which I thought was really well done. That's all.
Yeah, I might try to watch this tonight. I'm pretty hyped.
Very well done. Now we're going to have to not necessarily speedball through the rest of the shit, but something else was announced this week. Oh God! Screen share. A bunch of people, a bunch of voices.
Screen share. Oh my God!
Rob Banks was like, oh, "Okay, really?" So Hot Toys released this figure for pre-order. It's $255 on Sideshow's website, and it is the Captain Rex figure. This is not the helmet. This is a helmet he comes with, but he also has his blue helmet. The articulation on this is going to be basically non-existent. If you had to ask me real quick, and I'm glad that the people who like the Clone Wars are getting things that they like. But whatever. To me, it's like, why are you not giving us fucking Han Solo and fucking Lando, and we got to get cartoon characters first? Whatever. But to me, this just looks like a really expensive Black Series figure. Like when unless you're gonna have him without the helmet on. And some people were complaining, Baz, that they wanted the animated head. Like, oh, I wanted the animated series figure, not
that's not stupid.
Figure. So like, how do you feel about this?
No, listen, Captain Rex has his fan base, man. So just, be happy for them. They're getting a Captain Rex.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the way the head sculpt, not necessarily the way it looks, but like, would you have preferred a animated head sculpt or?
No, I don't. Hot Toys should stick with the
human head, right?
Yeah, the actual, the human faces, the movie style faces.
Yeah. No, I think because I think that'll still look good on the shelf with your other Star Wars Hot Toy figures. Like you could still have this on a shelf with a Luke, and it's still a human. It's not like a cartoon, So
Boba Fett is coming back, season 2. Mandalorian. What's his name's playing him? This guy, Tamora. Wasn't it Tamora Morrison?
Something like that. That's cool. Yeah. It's Aquaman's dad.
Yeah.
So that's cool that he's coming back. I think that that they're also saying that he's going to play an even bigger part of season 3 too. They're leaking. So like you're going to get a little bit of Boba Fett in this season, very little, and then you're going to get him in season 3.
Mm.
So and I'm hearing Ahsoka's. Here's an issue that I'm having it kind of a little bit. I'm like, all right. Now the Mandalorian, is it going to turn into what all these other superhero shows have turned into, where it's like, and we know Mandalorian met people from week to week, but now it's like Ahsoka is going to be on the show. I'm hearing Sabine's going to be on the show. Now we got,
awesome.
I think it's awesome that we're getting all these characters, but shouldn't the show still kind of focus on the Mandalorian? I mean,
right. You don't want it. You don't want it too overpopulated where the Mandalorian starts stepping into the background like that. It's kind of like what happened with Arrow, right? Arrow was great the first 2-3 seasons, and then they kept adding new characters to the point where it lost its focus. And
it's not Arrow no more. Now it
wasn't Arrow. Yeah,
exactly.
It was Team Arrow, and So,
I think, and I liked some of the members. I remember I'm a huge Diggle fan, bro. But at the same time, it kind of like loses something, and you're only getting 8 episodes. People are like, oh, relax. they're only coming on for cameos, and it's like, you know, that people are going to be like, they want to see more than just a cameo. And every episode he might be meeting somebody else, and then it's like, then you're going to have just like, and look at this character from the Star Wars universe, and look at this character from, now we got this character.
But I'm of the mind, like, you know, growing up, like, we never got to see most of the characters that we enjoyed in live action. Like, you know, like from reading the comic books and, you know, daydreaming about, like, wow, imagine if we could see this character. So, like, now they're doing it all now, so I'm, like, kind of happy.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know,
well, I'm kind of mind about it, man.
Yeah, yeah. So, like,
minds about everything.
Yeah, it could get kind of crowded, but yeah, you kind of do want to see these characters fleshed out and like in real life, and see their actual real life kind of like what you call it, representations.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know, I'm all for it. Oh, CW, yeah, Superman. Okay, we're getting SJW Superman. I don't know. Let's wait and see if he's SJW. What do you think about that Superman?
Supergirl is SJW totally. You're gonna
my God.
All the CW shows are now SJW, all of them, just to a certain degree. I could handle it a little bit more in Arrow, because in Arrow I felt as though the characters and the relationships were organic in that show. At the very least, I felt as though they were organic. If a character happened to be like the characters that was supposed to be not white were not white. The characters that were white were supposed to be white. The interracial relationships were fine. I thought Diggle's my favorite character on that show, and I didn't care. That's fine. I thought it was organic, and I got behind it and supported it 100%. It's when they arbitrarily just randomly start doing things for the sake of doing them that I have an issue with, not because it naturally just works with the storyline itself. Mm-hmm. And I like the way that guy plays Superman. I think that the girl that plays Lois is spunky, and she's kind of bitchy, and that's kind of cool in my opinion.
And she looks like a younger version of Margot Kidder.
So I'm down with that. Yeah, I think she's fine, and I actually really like the way that guy portrays Superman. I actually like the way he portrays Superman better than I like Henry Cavill's portrayal of Superman. But I like Henry Cavill's Superman better than his, because Henry Cavill actually looks more like Superman. So I just.
But the way he carries himself, right?
Yes, like he carries himself. Superman kind of has to be, golly gee, Mr. White, because then he'd be chopping planets in half, and then he'd be Darkseid. Like, you know, otherwise. He needs to be the super ultra Boy Scout. You know, I like that duality. I like you put me onto the comic, right, Baz, where All-Star Superman, where he's like frumpy and kind of like, hey, you know, as Clark Kent, and then as Superman, he's heroic and shit. Like, I like the change there. It seemed like there was no real difference between Clark Kent and Superman in Zack Snyder's Superman. Like, he was still strapping and handsome, even as and confident, even as Clark Kent. It was kind of weird.
So he has two kids in this series.
Who does?
Superman. He has two
kids?
sons.
Oh, really?
Two sons. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's cool. So you'll get maybe they'll have like a little bit of like the whole Super Sons thing going on. That's kind of cool.
And supposedly, you know, we may get Diggle in there because he moved to Metropolis at the end of the last episode of Arrow. And
he found the ring, right?
And he found the ring.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That is pretty cool. I mean, hell's yeah, man. Shit. Well, Arrow's done, so that series is done. Now they're doing Canary and the Canaries, or the Green Arrow and the Canaries, or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, that hasn't been picked up yet. That's not official.
All right, so there you go. So now they got Diggle on the Superman show, which is cool. My book. That'll be a nice little.
And next week you're gonna have Stargirl.
Next week is Stargirl, the girl that looks good. Robert Pattinson not working out. LOL, fat man. Cool.
No, just not fat man, wiry man.
Yeah, I think that was just like it's hard to not. It's somehow he comes across as if he's trolling people.
His excuse is stupid. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was kind of I just saw him in The Lighthouse, and he was great in that.
What'd you think of that?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was weird and crazy and awesome, and just like you can't turn away. And
you liked me, Stu.
You liked me, Stu.
He was making fun of his cooking. And he fucking went nuts.
That was good, man. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that movie. It was really
It was weird. It was weird, right? I couldn't tell you what it was really about, but it was fucking interesting.
It's supposed to be an allegory, I heard, for Sisyphus, and not Sisyphus, for who's the guy that brings fire to man?
Of Prometheus.
Prometheus and Proteus. It's supposed to be an allegory of the two of them, and how
Really?
yeah, and because at the end of the movie he's got like the vulture picking on his liver, and because
that's Prometheus.
he
Yeah,
got knowledge, like the light was supposed to be like supreme knowledge that he gains in the lighthouse.
Motherfucker, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now you're gonna go and have to fucking Google all this shit and meanings and rewatch it again for like little hidden things and shit.
So Swamp Thing, is on CW. Yeah. So maybe hopefully they'll get a season 2. That was really good. Swamp Thing was good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hear. Oh, speaking of like CW shows, yo, our boy fucking Dan Fraga, bro, had his hands in Doom Patrol.
Yeah. He was on Doom Patrol. He was doing the what do they call that? The storyboarding. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Now we
had him on like twice, right? We had him on twice, and
we had him on twice, and have never fucking spoke about his storyboarding experience. Dan Fraga told us this cool story after we got off the air with him, not because he didn't want to tell it on the air. He just didn't come to mind until we were just bullshitting after the show. And it was about him working on storyboards for the sequel to the Fantastic Four sequel, where Galactus was the Cloud and all that. And he's got a cool story for that, so we'll get him to tell that story next time he's on. Anything else that I bagged? Oh, I got my Magic Cop trade. I haven't read it yet, but I got that in the mail. So I know somebody else. I think Mike Martinez, our buddy Mike in the chat. I don't know if he's still with us. I think he bought the digital, the PDF version. But I got my hardcover, so I'm looking forward to reading that.
Did you take a look at it at all?
Yeah, I flipped through it a little bit. It's cool. I like the coloring. I like that it's like that old, like old comic books were like colored by like dots.
Mm-hmm.
Little micro dots. Like if you look like an old comic from the 80s, it has like it's not just like computer flat nice colors, they're kind of like little mini dots of color. This is colored that way, and it's colored that way for a reason because it's supposed to remind you of the 80s. I thought that was a really nice touch. So I'm gonna
Did you notice the cinematic beginning, how it looks like a
yeah,
TV
no,
show?
I didn't even, I like just looked at the beginning and it says like starring like all the people on the TV show. That was like really cool. I was like, all right, I gotta put this down. I just finished reading The Fade Out, which was excellent. Holy fucking shit. Was that excellent.
Wait, does that end at volume 3? Is that where it ends? Or is it
Fade Out is 12, it's 12 issues long. I know that. I got the omnibus, the deluxe edition. It's like this big. So I don't know how many volumes there are, but it's such an excellent fucking story. So I just finished that. And I'm halfway through Batman. It's called Cold Days or something like that. It's like volume 9, I think, of Rebirth.
Because I read 2 trade paperbacks worth of The Fade Out, and the story wasn't finished.
Oh, yeah. All right. So there you go. Did you like it?
I loved it. It's excellent.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
Yeah.
What a great story. I love it.
It's a crime noir that takes place in old Hollywood.
Yeah. It's like a damsel dies. She dies like before that's the basis of the story. Before you even open page 1, damsel gets killed, and it's like just like Baz said, takes place in like the 1920s and then the 1940s, and it kind of jumps a little bit back and forth. It's cool, good shit. What else is going on? Oh, I wanted to look at some other Sideshow shit, but not like it fucking matters because we're already on the way to shutting the show down. Because I'm sure Grayson's gonna be like, "Come on, man, I gotta go to fucking work tonight."
Oh, you're working tonight too?
Yeah, man, it sucks balls, man. What are you gonna do? I was off last night.
What was that ship? Was that
No, hold on. You're asking me about ships. So here's the one-armed Batman.
Right. We already looked at that.
We did? All right.
Yeah, we did that last week.
One-armed Batman. Well, he went up for pre-order. There you go, $250. Ships.
Yeah, no, go further down. Go down.
Ships.
It's like a spaceship.
Ships.
Right there to the left.
The Viper. Okay, this is the Cylon Raider Scar, and this is the Viper Mark III Blood and Chrome.
Okay.
Where are they from?
That's the Battlestar Galactica, the remake.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Please, goddammit, do a fucking Normandy. I hate EA. I fucking hate EA, and I hate the guys who, BioWare.
That's a badass shit, man.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking. And they're models, so I don't know if you have to put it together.
Hmm.
Unless they're just calling it a model, whatever. There's really nothing else much up. The Martian Manhunter got dropped. That's 135. It's big too. It's pretty tall.
135. Holy
Yeah.
shit!
This was the Manhunter statue that's part of the Iron Studios shit. It's pretty big. It's like 19 inches almost. Looks like. Let's see.
It's bigger than the
12.2
Dark Side Wonder Woman.
No, it's not. This is 12.2 inches tall. That's not. The other one's 18 inches. Yeah, so there you go. Looks pretty dope. I know we looked at it more in depth last week, but 135 ain't too bad. For a 12-inch statue, that's actually pretty ridiculously cheap.
Yeah, it's really good.
I mean, I hate saying that, but it is what it is.
And I've seen other Martian Manhunter statues that I like better.
Right. All right. So you want to do a screen share here? You got something?
No, I'm good. Did you happen to see Extraction yet? With
no, I haven't. I've been wanting to because my niece has been staying with us, and I'm trying to figure out things for us to watch at night for the nights that I'm off that we're all going to be interested in, and I don't know if they're going to be into just 80s action movie guy. I'm sure it's fucking awesome.
It has a good story though. It has a good story.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to maybe put that on tomorrow night.
There was one action sequence where I was like fucking blown away. I had to stop it, pause it, and just go, "Holy shit!" It's really cool at one part. The way they filmed it, it looks like a first person video game, and then it jumps to another character, and then you follow them through their perspective. And then it jumps to another character, and you follow them through their perspective, looking like a third-person video game. It's the action is just fucking
out of this world. Right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really
the Russo brothers, right?
Yeah,
that's awesome. Yeah, just the fact that it's the Russo brothers is great. I've been really keeping up with Rick and Morty. That's like my favorite cartoon now. The last 2 episodes were really, really good. This last episode was about face huggers, and it was like the face huggers from Aliens. Except it was like a planet where they make you worship at the altar of the face hugger god, but it was also like an allegory for everyone now walking around with masks on.
Oh shit!
Everyone's walking around with face huggers on and shit.
Yeah.
It's funny, man.
I gotta see that shit.
So, anyways, Rob Badge, you cut it. All right, here we go. You missed that part, Rob. Where we were talking about cutting our hair in the beginning of the show. Yes, I've been cutting my hair. I cut my hair.
I haven't.
4 or 5 days ago. So Baz has got the Kaniki. Yeah. Grease Baz the lightning.
Hey, yo.
Hey. That's funny. Hey, have you guys watched The Midnight Gospel? I have no idea what the fuck that is on Netflix.
That's you ever did you ever Joe Rogan show, one of his best friends, comedian Duncan Trussell.
Yeah, he's awesome. I love Duncan.
Okay, so they took parts of Duncan Trussell's podcast that he has with other friggin' weirdos and philosophers and people who are into psychedelics and shit.
Right.
He usually has these really deep conversations about life, God, death, and all this shit. Mm-hmm. And they took that dialogue and put it against this crazy animation. I think it's the guy who did Adventure Time.
Oh, okay.
So it's they go on this crazy adventure, and
I was listening to him talk about psilocybin and all that shit on Joe Rogan, and talking about the cartoon and how it's like one big ayahuasca trip, basically, watching the cartoon and shit.
Coco Diaz so I was in an episode. So it's the cartoon is this crazy adventure, but with this dialogue. The first episode is a zombie attack, and he's interviewing the president of this country or whatever, and they're fighting zombies while they're talking, and they're having this talk about life and this existential kind of thing, and they're killing zombies, and it's weird. It's really weird, but it's cool.
All right, I gotta give it a shot. What are they half-hour episodes? 22 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. All right, I got to check that out. And keyboard just said watch Extraction, so there you go. I got to watch Extraction now. Andrew, you got to get back on, man. When you start showing this stuff off, we want to get you back on to talk about your venturing now into 6th scale action figure producing. Basically, he's basically an action figure producer at this point. I mean, it's safe to say that, right? You just had your first 100% licensed thing just show up, so there you go. Baz, what else?
Wait. So he's producing action figures now?
That's what you when you came back on and you were clapping like a fucking idiot. That's his.
What scale is that?
6 scale, Hot Toys style, 6 scale.
Okay.
American Psycho is the first figure that he's working on.
Okay, so he's not doing 112.
No, that's
okay.
I think he's sticking. He's originally like a Hot Toys guy. I think that's where he got his. He's like a Hot Toy collector guy. I think originally.
Yeah, because our boy Frag is looking to do figures,
Oh shit! Yeah, no, yeah, Hellshay, exactly. 11 and Kai are on it. Oh boy, those are big names. So, listen, this fucking guy's got some pretty cool, like friends, kind of like I guess connections, or so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just weird, not being into this and not knowing. Like I know it, like the Batman statue collector had like Daniel Bell on. That's the guy that sculpted that Batman statue that we were just very briefly looking at. I think he sculpted not any of these, but like one of the other ones. I think the other Batman that came out of some shit for Sideshow, and so he'll be on his show. But it's like, all right, like to me, it's like, Daniel Bell, who the fuck is that? Who cares? And then I see, oh shit, it's the guy that designed this. Oh, that's awesome. So you never really know until you know. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, that's it. That's all I got, man. Darth Castle starts up in like 40 minutes. I hope they give us the same fucking love on their show that we give them over here.
I wish them luck. I hope they don't get their stream taken off again, because I heard that's been going on like every week.
Yeah, I know. I actually got a note from YouTube this week saying like, congratulations, you've been on the ball and have been labeling your videos correctly, like, and you're doing a good job. So I got like from you for the first fucking time in a long time. I got like a round of applause from something for something.
Oh, okay, yeah. Thoughts on the rehash Mezco Blade fig? Yeah, I liked it, man. I thought that.
Cool. I'm not a fan. I don't need sticky fingers Blade. I thought the first Blade figure looked great. He looks good. He doesn't look bad at all. I know it's more comic accurate, so that's cool.
That's why I liked him. Because I like that comic version of it.
I thought this is a Mezco exclusive, and he comes with the same accessories that the other one does, minus the trench coat. And I thought that the Blade figure last year was like my runner up for Mezco figure of the year next to Popeye. Popeye won for me for figure of the year last year, and I thought Blade was like a 1A to Popeye's 1. And then like this figure, I was kind of like, all right, another Blade. Like you already got. In my opinion, like you already knocked it out of the park. You already like smashed a fucking home run with the last one.
See, I have a thing with the first one because it's kind of like the Wesley Snipes Blade, but it's not Wesley Snipes.
Right,
To me, that version of Blade is Wesley Snipes, period. Like
Right, okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like if you're gonna tease Wesley Snipes Blade, just make Wesley Snipes Blade.
Right.
Not like something similar to it.
It was basically like Wesley Snipes Blade comic style.
Yeah, but I liked, but I also know the comic version of Blade that later came on and like after the movies,
right?
And that's this one,
right?
So,
okay, cool.
I don't know. I like the vest. Like, what is that? Like the bulletproof vest, and he's got the tattoos and shit.
Yeah, the tattoos are on the side of his head and shit. That's pretty cool.
He's got the shaved head, so it separates itself from Snipes somewhat.
Yeah.
And it becomes this. Well, if you ever seen the original version of Blade, like first appearance, holy shit, it's horrible, right? Like Disco Blade.
Yeah,
he's got like the big afro and stuff, and he's got like maybe like a white jacket or something. I don't know, maybe pastels. It's not anything.
Weird, like sometimes back in the day when they would design characters, you'd be like, really, you're designing a vampire hunter and you made him look like a fucking disco guy with bright colors and shit? That's just weird.
Yeah, he is Disco Blade. So, but I dig this one. I actually was like, damn, man. Pull the trigger on this motherfucker, but I'm not collecting it until things go back to somewhat normal.
Yeah, word. Exactly. No, I fucking hear you there. Not to speak for. Oh, fucking Kyle just jumps on. Hi, Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
He always comes at the end now.
Yeah.
He does this on purpose.
For those asking, and I would never assume to talk for anybody. He could answer his own shit in the chat. But when people request figures like, hey, make this one, make that one, I remember him. I saw him comment in another thread somewhere where it's like, yo, remember, we want to make people happy, but it's all about licensing things too. So it's like, you really want to do something. He might really want to fucking do something. And it's really just a licensing issue. So always keep that in mind. It's like, why the fuck don't I have a goddamn, Ziggy Stardust 6 scale or something? And it's like, well, maybe David Bowie's family doesn't want any merchandise to come out for his likeness. So there's always that.
Kyle, man, I'm telling you, hook up with Dan Fraga. He's fucking looking to do action figures for his Black Flag line, which I think is like made. He's doing the Indiegogo right now. He's past 100,000.
Yeah, no, he made over 100,000. So now he's got to. Next time he comes back on the show, we got to get him back on soon though too, because he's in that bunny outfit. So we'll have Bunny Fraga. So he's got to.
Yo, let's get him on. Let's get him on this weekend, bro. Seriously, while he's wearing the bunny outfit.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, because he's wearing that until it closes.
Till the end of the campaign, right?
Yeah.
So there's that, and then don't forget, we did not forget about the watch along. We're going to be doing the watch along. Me and Baz are trying to figure out the logistics of it and how like we might not be able to go live. We may have to do it on like a Sunday afternoon, but it looks like the winner of the watch along was Batman Forever, and the runner up was Superman.
No, Returns.
So the Batman Returns was the winner, and the runner up was Superman 3. And we're not going to do a double feature. We'll eventually probably just wind up doing both of those. So whatever. He goes, the next time he's on, call me. I'll come on too, and we can negotiate toys live.
You could do what McFarlane did, man. Do a friggin' Indiegogo, with the first figure and shit. See how that goes.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I mean, shit, he is the owner of the license, so there you go. Do a 1/6 Robin Baz. Yeah, right. I got to get over fucking 1,500 followers first. I mean, Jesus Christ. I go up like, it takes me so fucking long to reach these milestones that these guys are reaching overnight. I don't know, man. Whatever. It is what it is. Robin Baz, quick. Who wins in a versus Batman or Punisher? Batman beats the shit out of him. Punisher was able to fight. Punisher got his ass kicked by Captain America. Then again, he really wasn't fighting back. I mean, Punisher would probably, give Batman a run for his money, because remember, Punisher's usually out for blood. And Punisher's probably more dangerous than your average Batman villain. But I mean, come on, man. It's fucking Batman, for Christ's sakes. I mean, I would say like, all right, Punisher versus like maybe Nightwing or something. It would be a better, more even fight. Kyle would be like, that's the only way to do it, really, with like maybe an Indiegogo type thing. Story on agent that specializes in being agents for dead celebrities, and it's sick how much they make. I think he represents James D. Monroe and everybody else you can think of. Wow, that's pretty fucking crazy, being an agent for dead people. Ooh. Oh Christ, keyboard warriors! I would be hard pressed to not like sell half my collection to just give all my fucking money to him for that. But then I'm gonna want a fucking 6 scale actual Ford Fairlane, so, but and I'm probably the only person on the fucking face of the earth that actually wants that shit anyway. I'm gonna have to probably, like I said, I don't even know how to get in touch with people who do customs to get like a custom Ford Fairlane figure or something like that. And then it's usually like, oh, if everybody joins together, it'll be like $350 for the head sculpt if 20 people fucking join, because that's how much these people want for people to sculpt their head sculpts and shit. So I don't know how the fuck I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Then to get somebody to stitch $1,000.
What's that movie with Dice where he's like fighting all these ninjas?
Oh, Brain Smasher, a love story.
Brain Smasher, love story. That'd be an excellent.
Him and Terry Hatcher.
Yeah, that was great.
It's like your mother was a ninja. Oh, that's funny. But anyways, you are definitely the only person who wants that figure, Rob. Yeah, I know. You don't have to tell me again. I'm surprised anybody else even knows about the fucking movie.
He's got to come with the koala.
Yeah. Oh my God, the accessories could be endless. So, anyways, I gotta get going, Baz. It's like 8:30. I gotta catch some SmackDown and have a cup of coffee before I gotta get mentally ready for work and shit. So, thanks everybody for joining us. Kyle, take care, brush your hair, pal. Thanks for joining us. Anyways, again, make sure to like the video, guys, and we'll figure out what we're gonna do next week. Maybe we'll try to get Dan back on to some bullshit. We don't know. We're figuring it out. We're kind of making this shit up as we go along. So
yeah, thanks for coming by, guys. Take care. We'll see you next weekend.
We actually had a nice amount of people this week, so that was nice. All right, fuck these people.
Okay.